כל השנה הלכות בכל יום מובטח לו שהוא בן העולם הבא, בעזרת השם. Today is the 10th day of the month of Cheshvan, Wednesday, the 4th day of the week of Parashat Lech Lecha Shabbat. Bezrat Hashem will be discussing two mitzvot today. Mitzvah number 67 and number 68. 67 tells us that when you gave out a loan and now it's time came to collect the loan, if you know for a fact the person has no money, there is actually a prohibition in the Torah to come and demand the payment when he doesn't have money. Mitzvah number 68 we'll be learning today, Bezrat Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, does not want us to give out loans to Jews with interest. Now, however, we'll learn later that there is an obligation to charge a non-Jew interest. Why? We'll see. Bezrat Hashem, the mitzvot we'll be discussing today are Mukdashot, Bezrat Hashem, Le'elu Nishmat, all the Jews who passed from this world, who don't have anyone to say Kaddish for them or to learn on their behalf. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give us the zchut. Our Torah should be ma'agen on those people, to help those people and go up in Shamayim to B'kedusha B'tahora. Also, the shiur is mukdash l'refuah shlema, all the Jewish people who are in the harm's way. If they were harmed, physically, mentally, spiritually, doesn't matter. Hashem should send them refuah shlema b'meira, in any case, any situation. Also, Bezrat Hashem, Hashem should send back all our captive, any Jew who is captive anywhere in the world, in a jail, or in a bunker of some Arab, or in some other European thieves or gangsters, or any for that matter, any gangster who has any Jew in captivity or in jail. The governments are worse than any gangsters. Most of the gangsters, governments all around the world today, like about 195 of the governments we know are almost pure gangsters. Hashem should have mercy on us that we live in such a situation. And of course, we dive into Hashem. Hashem should give strength to a general of some forces to come and start court-martialing all these evil governments and punishing them as rightfully they should be punished for harming humanity, coming up with ideas that in order to save humanity, we have to kill 90% of the humanity. This is sick people, and Hashem should protect us from such individuals. Hashem, there's no such thing as, don't believe anybody who tells you there's a shortage on food, there's a shortage of heat in this world, or any all the essentials. These evil individuals. There's no such a thing. Hashem is in charge of this world. Hashem gives everything in this world exactly, precisely. There are not too many people. There are actually too little people. Much little of the world had before the great flood, which I already proved that at least they had 10 trillion people in the world. This world could sustain much more. And probably right now, these days, it has over 100 billion. They're lying to us that it's only 7.5, 8 billion, whatever it is. The numbers don't making sense. Don't trust these numbers. It's all a brainwashing, constant brainwashing in order for you to agree to kill people. And the fact is, this world could sustain billions. The Torah tells us, Avraham Avinu, the first war, this parasha, where Avraham Avinu saved his nephew from the 4 kings, the big king of the world, Nimrod, the Rasha. That war alone, Avraham Avinu just murdered himself 2.7 billion soldiers. So we could imagine, after the flood, that was about 360 years. In 360 years after the flood, just from 8 people, Noah, his wife, 3 sons and their wives, from 8 people, they had just soldiers' grade age, 2.7 billion people. That was the whole world fighting. It was a World War I. That was the World War I, not today, whatever they're making up nonsense. When you had 4 kings fighting the 5 kings, and Avraham Avinu fought off the army, the great army of, according to our tradition, that had 2.7 billion soldiers in that army, and Avraham Avinu have killed them all, and that was the biggest war. So in just mere 400 years, in this world, after the flood, they already had at least 540 billion people. So this is a joke that today what's going on. They're telling us there's only 8 billion, and the world was only 1.5 billion during World War II. It's a joke. Nothing could be more. There's a joke from that. Yeah, 1.5 billion people in the world in World War II, and yet somehow they managed to kill almost 10% of the world. A little bit more than 10% of the world, which is a joke. You have to be a fool to believe that. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu should protect us from these evils who have ideas of, and basically they're degrading Hashem like God. And you have to understand, how is it possible? Today, every year for the past 5-6 years already, on average, they're killing 55 million babies worldwide in their mother's stomach. And they're calling it abortion, God forbid. It's murder. All right? 55 million babies are being murdered every year, and everybody's okay with that. Nobody's making any noise. Chas v'shalom. There's organizations that fight for children's rights. Right. The point is, fighting for children's rights don't mean nothing. You have to go court-martial everyone who has participated in murdering those children, put them against the wall, and end the job. And finished. Right away you will see there will be no more murders. Bezat Hashem. Hashem should send also Rufuah Shlema the Chaya Bat Leah, Yosef Chaim Ben Mufrat, Yaakov, Israel, Daniel Ben Angela, and also Amnon Ben Bila, Rachamim Ben Fricha, Amnon Ben Nosnat, Rufuah Shlema Ben Rab. Mitzvah number 67. שנמנעו מלתבוע החוב מן הלווה בעת שנדע שאינו יכול לפרוע לו חובו, לפי שאין לו. We have to understand that there is immediate, constant prohibition from the Torah the moment that you see a friend that owes you money and he can't pay it because he doesn't have the money, he doesn't have the means. It says in the Torah, it's asur. Sheneimar, chapter 22, Shmot. Lo tiyeh lo kenoshe. You're prohibited. Once you give out a loan and you see the man ain't got no money to pay you back, you're prohibited to be noshe. What is noshe? Lo tiyeh lo kenoshe. Okay, Aleph, noshe pirusho malve halochetz al halove lefroa et chovo. So Rashi says over there, noshe dahainu she'einu mitchashvev b'matzav halove velochetz alav lefroa b'zman she'einu yachol la'asot ken. So what does the word noshe means? Noshe means it's like you're choking the man, knowing that he ain't got no money, but I'm going to choke him, go find money. Again, what do you want him to do? He doesn't have the money. He didn't succeed. Okay? Or, like we said yesterday, I meant borrow from you $15,000 to pay off the credit card that's going to charge him 35% interest. He doesn't have the $15,000 right now. Bezat Hashem, you have to understand, he owes you. But not saying that you have to forgive the loan. God forbid. Okay? Who's in charge of money? Hashem made him to be embarrassed to come to you for the loan of $15,000. He didn't give him money. He gave you the $15,000 to give him. That's the whole point. What people don't understand is that when you have that money in the account, that if you part with it, it doesn't kill you, it doesn't harm you, it doesn't give you even the ayora, only your mental issue. That's the question. Remember the shiur of, are you sensitive or you're selfish? So that's the question over here. So in the same realm, you have to understand that Hashem is in charge of the world. And if Hashem is in charge of the world right now, again, we're not saying forgive loans. We're saying the man ain't got nothing now to pay you. Don't be a choker. Mishosha mitzvah, as it says over there, likdot lanu midat hachesed v'achinina v'achimla. The whole point of this mitzvah is Hashem sometimes gives you a test. And that test is what? That test is to see if you are an individual who is selfish or a sensitive person. Are you going to have mercy on this person who ain't got no money, but you yourself are not suffering, Baruch Hashem? Yes, you are suffering. Your mental gava, your pride. I gave this man the money, and he has to pay it back. I dare him. It's all about you. That's the problem. If you take a look at the root of all these issues, when a person doesn't pay you back the loan, how do you feel? Do you feel that it's your money and you deserve it of it? And you must. But again, if Hashem made it so that he doesn't have money to pay you back, one side, if you know that he has money and he's playing games, okay, we have a court system, and we have a judge, and we have a stick, a rod to take it out of him. No problem. The messenger of the Beit Din has to go and get it. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about an individual who is broken, and he is pity. And instead of having pity on him, you're gonna pressure him. וכשיהיו קבועות לנו, אז נהיה ראויים לקבלת הטובה, וישלם חפץ השם יתברך בנו. People don't understand that everything in this world is a test. Everything is a test. The test is, are you gonna be a sensitive person for other people? Remember, how did David HaMelech became a king? How did Shlomo HaMelech? How did Moshe Rabbeinu became the leader? It's all about sensitivity to others. You are a wealthy man, and Hashem, you see that Hashem is giving you bracha. Hashem wants you to be in a position of a leadership. As you know, that most wealthy people are in positions of leadership. The question is, before Hashem gives you the reins over others, He wants to test you. So He sent you this $15,000 loan, $100,000 loan, $2 million loan, and now the person doesn't have a way to pay you. How are you going to behave? Are you ready to control Hashem's people? Are you ready to be the leadership role? Maybe. That's one example. There's so many examples. Hashem wants to give a child to somebody. Hashem wants to give somebody that He's going to... So Hashem wants to see, are you a merciful individual? Why should I give you something if you don't know how to behave? A guy comes to me and he tells me, Rabbi, help me to get married. You don't care about me getting married. I said, what are you talking about? He says, I want to get married to a Jewish girl. All his life, he's been sleeping around with goyot, and he's enjoying. While he tells me that he wants to help me get married to a Jewish girl, he's still going around with goyot. I said, do me a favor, I don't understand you. You're saying to Hashem, you came to me, you want me to say to Hashem, give him a Jewish girl, and yet in the meanwhile, you're sleeping around with goyot? And meanwhile, no, he says, when I'll get the Jewish girl, I'll stop. What are you talking about? Stop. Hashem wants you to stop now. Stop and show Hashem that you're interested in becoming a remaining part of His nation. Why are you going with Goyot? It's all about Ta'ava. You're not ready to commit. So I say, why would a father send you his daughter? Why would a father send you his daughter, a Jewish girl, if you're not ready to commit? Have a commitment. Let's see how you behave. This is this mitzvah. Mitzvah is Hashem is testing you to see how you're going to behave. Hashem wants us to do others good. So what could be better good? A man owes you $2,000, $20,000, $100,000, $3 million, $15 million. Doesn't matter. Hashem wants you to see how you're going to behave. If Hashem needed, Hashem wanted you to suffer without money, what do you mean? Why would He give you that money? Again, that doesn't make sense. If you have the money, as we said yesterday, mitzvah number 66, you are obligated to give out loans. So one guy says, Rabbi, I don't want to have any problems. I don't like giving out loans. Nobody cares what you like. If you have the money sitting in your bank account, doing nothing, you're obligated, Mr. 68, to give out loans. And why? It's Hashem's problem if the guy didn't pay you back. Hashem will pay you back. It's a test to see how you will behave yourself. Many reasons that there will be a test. Not just one that I gave you. He wants to make you a leader. He wants to see how you behave towards others. Do you have mercy towards others or not? As I said, he just told us, the rules of this mitzvah is Rabbi Matzia. You will find on page 75 in Gemara, second side, Minayin l'noshe b'chavero maneh v'yodeh she'en lo she'asur la'avor lefanav. How did the Gemara ask the question? How do you know that a person is committing a grave sin by oppressing a person to pay back a loan where he doesn't have a way to pay back? It says in the Torah, "Lo tiyeh lo kenoshe." You are not allowed to be like his choker. And so the rabbis explain the Mechilta. Lo tiyeh lo kenoshe shelo yirayeh lo bechol zman. You should be very careful not to appear before him this way, so not to pressure him to pay. As we know, the Chafetz Chaim, the Heilige Chafetz Chaim, who could we learn the sensitivity from a knife, not from Rabbi Kogen, Rabbi the Heilige Rabbi the Chafetz Chaim, when he used to have a store, and his wife at night used to give him a list of all the people who owe him money, who didn't have money to pay that day or that week. Chafetz Chaim, It used to take him 15 minutes to walk to the shul. After that list, they find out sometimes 45 minutes to go to the shul. They asked him, what is going on, Rabbi? What is Rabbi? We know that the Talmidim used to walk with the Rabbi. Sometimes it took 15 minutes, now it's 45 minutes. Chafetz Chaim says, Chas v'shalom, I'm going to pass by a house of a people who owe me money. They're going to see me, they're going to say, the Rabbi wants money from me. Chas, that's called sensitivity. You understand what we're talking about here? Sensitivity. You're sensitive people. You're a selfish little individual. You're only worrying about yourself. Here, what is the sensitivity? The Rabbi would walk 45 minutes, 30 minutes extra sometimes to go out of the route. Make sure the people that live in those houses don't think the Rabbi is coming to collect money or appearing in front of them to collect money. Chas v'shalom. As the Torah tells us, you're not allowed to appear in front of the person who owes you money to oppress him. Anyone who doesn't care what Hashem tells us and goes ahead and pressures a person who cannot pay, it doesn't matter, a woman, a man, it transgresses this avera. Okay? What do we do to him? We have to stand. This is Hashem's command. This is Hashem's world, not yours. It is not your world. You cannot oppress people who don't have money. You cannot. And you have to understand, when they'll have money, they'll give you, especially if you know the guy pays you back if he has. He doesn't have a bad name. You checked him out. So if right now he doesn't have, Bezat Hashem, keep your mouth quiet. Don't appear in front of him. Just be humble and wait, and Hashem will send Yeshuvat Hashem ke'erbayim. And daven to Hashem that he should give him bracha to return you, and that he should never. By the way, it's needless to say, if you're a sensitive person, if a person comes to you and wants to borrow money from you, daven to Hashem that he should get. Why you put that person in that situation? Have mercy on him, Hashem. Give him money that he should be giving out loans. That's what you should be doing. That's a sensitive person, not a individual otherwise. Hashem Yerachem. Mitzvah number 68. Shelo nashit yad ben loveh lemalveh beribit. We have a prohibition in the Torah. A Jew is not allowed to charge any interest for any loans he gives to another Jew. Specifically, we'll learn that later. Here, the Torah tells us you cannot be involved. You cannot be a witness. If you see that a Jew is giving out a loan and you are asked to participate to be a witness, bear witness of such a transaction, you know that there is interest involved. Here's the prohibition for you to be involved. Do not participate in any format in this category of being a part of this business of involving interests. Don't be a co-signer. Don't be a witness. Do not write a contract for them. If anything that's mentioning ribit, interest, don't participate. As it says in the Torah, Lo tesimun alav neshech. You are prohibited to put on him neshech. Also, neshech means you're choking the guy. The guy owes you $100. Now it's $110. So $10, it's a lot of money. You're choking him for the extra. In Gemara, it says over there on page 75, this specific prohibition is specifically telling us anyone who was participant, only a participant, the guilty by association, he's participating here. He's associating himself with these two individuals who are transgressing Isur Deoraita, the two individuals, the borrower and the lender. They both are going against God that says you cannot be dealing with interest. You should not be coming in there, involve yourself, and be a witness, a contractor, or anything to be those guys. I connected them. You see, I connected them. These two Jewish people dealing with interests. I made a connection. Shalom. Even for money, you're not allowed to be doing such a thing. Oh, they're gonna pay me, reward me. Chas v'shalom. ושם also then במציע נאמר, גם כן שהמלווה נכלל עמהם, בלאו זה מלבד הלווים אחרים שמיוחדים בו. Even the borrower is also gets when he participates in this. Besides that, he is transgressing other prohibitions. so too here he's also this prohibition 68 is on top of his head. וכלל העניין שאמר רבי שם שהמלווה עובר על 6 לווין והלווה בשניים והמתעסקין באחד. Okay, so here the Abaye says the ones who are involved also are getting hit. I didn't give the money, I didn't borrow the money, I didn't lend the money, but I only connected them to. I only was a contract signer. I only was a witness, or I prepared the contract. Okay, you did any involvement, you get one sin, says Abaye. משורשי המצווה, כי האל הטוב חפץ ביישוב עמו אשר בחר, ועל כן ציווה להסיר מכשול מדרכם, לבא לבלע האחד חיל עבירו, מבלי שירגיש על עצמו, עד שימצא ביתו ריקן מכל טוב. Again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to have mercy on each other. He wants a settlement, a community to be thriving each other, to give out loans with interest. Oh, that's life. It's not life. You're not a community. And there's so much hatred. I know people, Jewish people, who took interest, even beheter riska. It doesn't matter. The hatred in people on that person, these people go against Torah. And no, the rabbi is given permission. Habibi, Hashem gave you money. What do you think for? What do you think he gave you money for? To give out loans in order to make interest on it? From Jews? It's the worst thing, because nothing could be worse than what? Tov, Shem, and Tov. A greater name, better than oil in the world. And here you are, I make money by interest. They're charging Jews 15%, 20%, heart loans. And Habibi, you have the money, you could help people. There's nothing greater than that. You build yourself a great name. You build yourself mercy. How to be merciless? I have to make money from everything. Everything that moves in this world, I have to squeeze people. Chas v'shalom. And that's what the rabbi says. The Torah tells us the community cannot grow. If I have to pay this guy more than what I borrowed from him, if I have interest to him more and more, my house becomes empty, says the rabbi. And Hashem says that's not how to grow a community. Okay? This is what the interest is. That's why it's called choking. Why? Because you're taking more than what you gave, and therefore you're emptying out his coffers. If a person is not going to be, if somebody comes to you and says, Rabbi, yes, what's going on? We trust you, you're the best man. Come, I'm borrowing from him. Can you be explain, make sure that you know me, trust me? The rabbi has to ask, I hope this loan is without any interest. What are you talking about, Rabbi? That's my business. Interest is my business. The rabbi looks at him and says, what do you do? You charge interest? That's your business? And you donate to my shul? Call up his secretary? Right there and there. How much money this man donated to us? $25,000 the last 2 years. Okay, give me a day or two. I'm going to arrange all your money back. That's what a real rabbi should say. Give me a few days. I'm going to arrange all your money back. The guy listens to the rabbi. What? I gave $25,000 and you want to give it back to me? It's tzedakah. The rabbi says, no, it's not tzedakah. You stole. You're a thief. If you charge money on interest from people and then you give out charity on that, you're a thief. Charity is not charity. It's harming us. The rabbi said, return everything to this person. Rabbi, no, keep it. Do me a favor. From now on, I promise I will never give out loans with interest. Oh, now we're talking business. And the rabbi should go and sell a $25,000 donation. This millionaire over here, he gave $25,000. You could sell it easily. For the past 2 years, there's a person here who makes money on interest. I want to return all the money that he gave us. Please, let's do backbeat. 1, 2, 3 people will understand. And you teach the people a lesson. More people will learn. Chas v'shalom, to be involved in anything that has pertaining interest. More of the rules are discussed in Gemara of Matzia, page 62, first side and on. This mitzvah doesn't matter, a man or a female, nobody's allowed to charge interest. Anyone who became part of it, he was part of it. Either he was writer of a contract, or he was a guarantor of the loan, or he was a witness. Avar alav zeh, he transgressed this sin. Avar en lo kin alav, but he doesn't get lashed for it. Shafil amalveh enu b'malkut, shari nitan leivashon. Even a person who took the interest, okay, she'afilu amalveh enu b'malkut. The one who lends money, he took interest. Now, he doesn't get lashed even then. Why? Again, when you charge interest, you're a thief. You don't give lashes to a thief. Return the interest, and this way you will have done teshuvah by returning the money. And Hashem should help us not to be in the category of lenders with interest, or to be participants in that of a grave sin. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.